Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another episode, and I've got a really good one for you today. Some just amazing stuff here. So, made a couple of purchases online, and we're going to start with those. And when I say online, I purchased this through Facebook Marketplace. I have never bought diecast through Facebook Marketplace, and I just thought I'd peruse for some Matchbox, Hot Wheels, etc., etc. And Lamley posted his 8 dot collection, and then I posted mine up to Instagram. And then I found this, and I'm just like, oh, that's super cool. So, couple of really cool castings there. That Z and the Super Van. So I am super stoked on this one. This is a really cool set. We're going to open it up and take a look at it in the next segment of the video, but I was stoked to find this on Facebook Marketplace. So that is pretty awesome. And then on Instagram, so my buddy John Lamley, somebody had shown him some ultra reds or whatever, and he guided the guy my way, and I'm like, oh, does that Firebird have the Walmart sticker on it? And it does, and it's got the chicken on the hood, and this is an ultra red I've been after since 2016. So, oh my gosh, 10 years? Is that real? No, 8 years. Whatever. I can't do math, apparently. But still a long freaking time. And I was so stoked to get this. I got it at a really good price. The packaging was damaged, all that stuff, and then I got it in my hands, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh no, it's the right one. The problem is that it's got a missing part, and you probably can't see it right here, but the wing on the back is missing a section, and it's floating around in the package. So this thing is broken. The guy didn't realize it. I let him know. He was sorry. He completely refunded my money. And then I said, no, you know what? I'm going to give you half of it back. You didn't have to refund me everything. I'm going to give you half of it back. I'm going to see if I can glue this thing together and make it work. So we'll see how bad the damage is actually when we get this out of the package. I'm still stoked to get this off the list because it's the last Ultra Red I needed for regular store releases to complete me all the way up until 2020. Release 3 is where I'm missing another Ultra Red. So that's pretty awesome. And I'm going to have to do a full series or full set video on this Premium Release 5 because it's a weird one. And there's actually 3 variations of this car as an Ultra Red in that set. So yeah, it's a bit odd. But we'll do that in a whole nother episode. But for now, we are going to open up this, though, because I need to see what damage, if we're going to be able to fix this or not, or if this is going to be a placeholder for me until I find the real one. The problem is these are really, or a non-damaged one. The problem is this Walmart exclusive version of this bird, not easy to find. So I was super stoked, and then I was a little bit let down, but yeah, what can you do? We'll see what we can do to fix it. All right. Then, so I did the episode for LP Diecast Garage last week, and then somebody reached out to me and wanted to send me another exclusive, and it was Part-Time Collector. All right. And I got no problem shouting this guy out. You know why? Because he's local to me. Hilarious thing. He didn't even know I had a YouTube channel until LP Diecast Garage posted my video to their website, or not website, Facebook, social channels, whatever. And then he saw it. His name's Derek Twig. And he's in my local diecast group. And I've bought from him several times and whatnot. I didn't even know he put out an exclusive. But this is going to be a fun one too, because, so it's this Raps Mustang, Greenlight. And Greenlight screwed this up. Imagine that. And, so we're going to open up the package, and I'm going to show you, or I'll tell the story, I guess, of what happened to this. We'll do that in the second segment of the video, but the graphics and everything, I think, are fine. It was a wheel issue, and we'll get into it later, but I'll show you that. We're going to open that up. It's pretty cool looking, so digging that one. All right, and then I got some mail not too long ago. And I got a couple Para 64 and some cool ones. We got a Di Tommaso Pantera, so I'm stoked to finally check this out. That's pretty cool. And then a Suzetta Marauder V16T in this pretty cool color purple. So stoked to look at both of these, get these both off the package. I've actually had them for a couple weeks now. I just haven't, put them in an episode yet. So we are going to open up those. I'm stoked on that. And what else do we got? Found some stuff in store. Actually, quite a few items. And that's what we're going to look at next. I found the Easter cars are showing up at Walmart. I picked up one. I picked up the Ford Escort for whatever reason. So I grabbed one car. There's actually some decent castings in there. There's the Fiat 500, a Subaru Impreza, Volkswagen Squareback, and a Mini Cooper S Challenge. So I just picked up the one car. That's all. I could have got the whole set. It was all there. And then I found the green Porsche. Pretty cool. So this is the chase, I guess, for this silver line, I guess is what they're calling it. I don't know. So it's so weird. Like some of the sets of these cars are coming up with 6 cars, and one of them's, I guess, a chase. And then there's other ones that are the semi-premium line that are coming out with only 5 cars. And I just don't know really what's going on. But I found this, and I'm happy to find it. So now, to complete my sets of these, I really just need that Camaro from the Vintage Racing set. And then I think I'll be complete with everything so far that's come out in that line, including, and I don't even know if this set counts, but I found the Fast and Furious set. So we've got the Buick Grand National, we've got the Chevy Nova SS, which looks awesome with these wheels. That's the best looking one for sure. That's really cool. The Hummer H1 looks pretty good. And then the Volkswagen Jetta Mark III. That's pretty cool. I think that's the first time we've got this in a mainline, right? Pretty sure. Or a mainline-ish. Does it have a metal base? No, it's got a plastic base. I don't know. I think the only one that has a metal base is the Nova. And then this crazy thing, the 67 El Camino with this cage thing on the top. And you guys know I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie, so I don't know the significance of this thing. But this one, and this is kind of neat too. It's got a weird, awkward packaging where it's like flipped up to the side. And I don't know for sure, but this one might be coming 1 to a case. Maybe. I'm not really sure, but the first time I found these in the store, the first store I went to that had them, was missing the Jettas, and it was missing this. So I picked up the 3, and then I found these at a subsequent Walmart. So, I don't know. But we're going to look at that set. So that's pretty neat. I also found this Matchbox Moving Parts Porsche 356A. So, stoked on that. Pretty cool. And then I found 2 majorettes that I thought looked really good. We've got a McLaren Senna in that red and white livery. Almost looks like a pack of Marlboros. And then we've got the Porsche 917. So that's pretty nifty too. I thought I already had this Porsche, but apparently I did not. So I checked when I got home, and I was like, I didn't have it. Thankfully, I picked it up, So that's good. And then I also found at a Meijer, I found 2 of these collector tin cars. This was the last 2. Well, I think I'm missing one other one. I'm missing a Firebird in this set. And the reason why I was after this set is because it's all Auto World castings that were turned into Johnny Lightnings. They were Auto World Deluxe castings. Well, they're still used as Auto World Deluxe as well, but whatever. I ended up picking these up, both El Caminos. So I got both colors, version A and version B. So gold and blue. So we're going to open up those. And then lastly, stuff from Jay. Sends a box to me every week. You guys know it. And I got some cool stuff from him. I still got all the Kaido. I bought a bunch of Kaido House off of him. I still haven't shown yet, so we'll get to those at some time. But I got this Mini GT Chase Bentley Flying Spur Raw. That's pretty cool. So I think I have maybe one other mini GT chase, maybe two other mini GT chases in my collection. I don't really collect them that much, but getting them is really neat. And I think they look good raw. The only time you get chases is when they're in the Mio packaging. They don't come, I don't think, anyway, in the international package where you just get the box. I think the M&J ones are the only ones that have chases. So there's that. I don't know what the production percentage is. I have no idea. So there's that. And then I'm guessing it's probably 1 per 24, something like that. And then they have, this one's 2,400 pieces were released like that. So 1 per 24, that's 100 of these, right? That might be it. It's either that or it's 1 per like 48. That would be 50. So, all right. And then the weird stuff. So he always sends me some weird items. We've got this NASCAR Winner Circle Tech Series, which is pretty neat. It's got a the body of the NASCAR off of the frame of the car, so we'll have fun doing that. We got a couple of projects today. We got this guy, we got the Firebird, and then he sent me this 1924 Buffalo fire engine, and this is like a Reader's Digest car, and so we'll open up the box and check out what this is about. That'll be fun too. So lots of interesting stuff today. Lots of exciting things. This thing would have been just an absolute super excitement time for me. And it still kind of is. It just is a bummer that it's broken. So we'll see how bad it is. And, you know, I'm not going to glue it together on camera, but we're going to assess to see if it's even going to be something I should do. I thought about just leaving it in the package, calling it an error, and but that's, no, we're not going to do that. We got to open it up. I got to give it a shot. All right. Let's flip the camera around. We got a lot to get to. Stay tuned. All right, so let's start with our two kind of debacles here. We've got this Wraps Greenlight Collectibles exclusive for my buddy, the Part-Time Collector, parttimecollector.com. He's also got a funny YouTube channel with his kids that he does limited edition reviews where they like review like limited edition like candies and foods and stuff. So that's kind of goofy. But yeah, so he does that. Family dude, shows up to the our local meets, nice guy, and I've bought a lot from him actually in the past, but he didn't know I had a YouTube channel. But now he does, and he did an exclusive with Greenlight. So it's a series called Wraps is what he's doing, and the graphics do look pretty cool. So the big screw up with this was the wheels, I believe, are supposed to be black here and have fat drag tires in the front and skinny ones in the back. So he got sent a sample and then he told them, hey, these wheels are supposed to be black. And then somehow they translated that into, you know, putting the drag tires on both the front and the back. So this thing's got fatties up front and in the back. And yeah, so he ended up, you know, he's going to get half the run remade. They agreed to do half the run and remake it. So they should do it all for him, really. But because they made the mistake and, you know, whatever. I guess he should have got a sample that was completed before approving it or something like that. I don't really know how this works, so I can't really comment intelligently. But we are going to go ahead and we're going to open this up. So he still has these for sale. So this is like the incorrect version. I don't know how many of these he's actually got. And then I don't know how many of the actual correct version he's going to end up with either. So I guess we'll find out. There are chases of this as well. Of course, I don't have one of those to show you, but we're going to open this guy up. So it's the Fox Body Mustang, and of course, that's like one of the most popular Greenlight hobby. Like when hobby exclusives or hobby dealers do a hobby exclusive, this is kind of the most popular one that I've seen castings that I've done. LBE Diecast did like the Midnight Drag series. I think that was like the first one. So that and Surplus Goodies was involved in that. But since then, there's been more and other people doing these. So I guess people are nicknaming this the all-wheel drive drag Mustang because it's got drag tires on, you know, all over it. So let's check it out. So yeah, not supposed to be like that. You know, the funny thing is, though, it rolls really good with these tires on it, which is kind of crazy. You would not think that. It's supposed to have skinnies in the front, of course. We got the big cowled hood, the wing on the back, which I think this was exclusive to like the Surplus Goodies ones or the LBE, I think LBE diecast ones originally. They had this tooled for them, and after a certain amount of time, other people were able to use it. The hood does still open, just barely. But if you want one of these, hit up parttimecollector.com and get this kind of crazy looking. I think it looks all right with big huge tires all over. I don't know. I'm interested to see the ones when they complete it and the actual correct one. So he's going to send me one of those when those come out. So you'll see this car again, and then we will see the way it was actually intended to be made. But I thought this was just kind of a funny story, and why not share it with you guys? So, and help him out at the same time. So pretty awesome. There's that. So next, my dream come true that became an unfortunate circumstance with this car. And it wasn't, I look back at the pictures that he sent me, this thing was not damaged in shipping. It was just damaged, period. I should say it wasn't damaged. I keep hitting the camera tripod here. It wasn't damaged en route to me. So it might have been damaged in shipping when it came, you know, wherever it got, but was not damaged en route to me. The other thing with this is it looks like the package had been, the blister was falling off and they tried to glue it back on, or it's been opened and they tried to put it back in. I don't really know. He did tell me about that, but we did not know, and he did not know that a piece of the wing was missing. He just never even noticed it. And then when I look back at the pictures that he sent me, and then all of a sudden I noticed it too. I'm like, oh, shoot. Yeah, it was there. So it is what it is. So anyway, let's open it carefully because I want to get this little piece of wing out. So there it is, little fingernail. And the vehicle itself. Well, there it is. Here's the box. Don't need to look at that. So the story of this release, you are going to have to tune in to a future episode for, because we just don't have time to go over all the eccentricities of this this release today. I probably should just save this just for that episode, just to kind of explain what's going on. But yeah, it's a weird release, very weird release. It's the first time they did A, B, C, and D. I said I wasn't going to explain it, but I'll explain it a little bit. And for some of the cars, there's 2 different Ultra Reds, and then for some of the other ones, there's only one. And for this Firebird, because of that Walmart exclusive situation, there are 3. And now I have all 3, albeit one that is, you know, problematic in a way. But I think it won't look that bad. It's going to take a little bit of a modeler's skill, which I lack, to get this to glue and look as perfect as possible. But I think I'll be able to do it. I kind of just want to see if it's good. If I push it together, is it going to cover the paint area, or where the paint is like coming off? And yeah, that's going to be a hard one to get to look good, but I think I'll be able to do it. I think so. I'm going to set that little piece in a safe place. Other than that, looks good pretty much all around. It's just that is a bummer, dude. But we will try to fix it, and we'll see if we can successfully do so. But there it is. There it is for now. And stay tuned. If you see it again, hopefully it'll be fixed, and I'll be going over that whole release, which is, I'm telling you, a very, very interesting release. All right. 1924 Buffalo fire truck, Reader's Digest car, or truck, rather. And here this is. Look at this thing. That's pretty nifty. I think I'm going to get a little bit more light here. Yeah, how's that? It's kind of cool. It's very lightweight. It's got a plastic base. Yeah, it is partially metal. Like this back piece is plastic. The only metal actually is this right here. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's an interesting little piece, an odd little number. So, yeah, that's nifty. I don't really know the story on the Reader's Digest cars. I have 3 of them. This is my 3rd one. So I've got an old 442 and I think a Cadillac. And those 2 are also, the old 442 and the Cadillac, I believe, were also released as Malibu diecast cars at one point. So I don't think that fire truck was, though. And I don't know if it's actually, it's probably not, no, it's definitely not 164. This thing would be a lot bigger, I think. I don't know. Fire engines were smaller back then. Who knows? All right. Moving on from that, we've got the new for 2024, the Porsche 356A in white, in this new moving parts packaging, in Matchbox, which I actually like quite a bit. I think it's kind of neat. And here's our car. Pretty good looking Porsche. And the back opens. If I can get it. Why is that being so difficult? At least it's a tight fit, so that's encouraging. Of course, I don't have a tool near me. We're going to use the definite wrong thing to do, which is a razor blade. But there it is. Oh, there's engine detail in there. How cool is that? Nice job, Matchbox, on this one. I think it's quite awesome. So yeah, I like that little piece. That's really cool. All right, cool. Move that to the side, and we'll move on. What should we look at next? Let's do Para 64. So this, I think, is the first time that we've got a Pantera in an actual like premium diecast form. So leave it up to Para 64 to do it, Paragon. They pick odd cars to do, i.e. that guy, which this isn't the first release of this, but this guy. And then we got the Pantera in yellow. I can't wait till they put it out in different colors. But the first color we got it in is this yellow. And it's the 30th anniversary of the Peterson Automotive Museum on the packaging here. So let's go ahead and open it up. It is acrylic case, sticker, holding the top of the case on. I don't remember what eBay seller I got this from, but that's where I ordered it from. And let's check it out. So 1972, Di Tommaso Pantera. And it looks pretty good. A little bit of orange peel in the paint back there. Where's my screwdriver? Such a cool car. One of the coolest looking cars of all time, in my opinion. And really neat to get it in premium diecast form. So let's check it out. Pretty nifty. Now, this car was included, the wheels coming off here in the front. Actually, this thing does not want to roll at all. So to some of you, that might be a deal breaker. But this, at least my particular example, doesn't. It almost looks like that wheel's not pushed on the axle far enough. I'll play with that off camera, or I won't. Anyway, this was included in the Lamley 64 car tournament at the end of the year 2023, and I don't think it should have been. I kind of argued against it a little bit, just because it really wasn't available to collectors until like right as the new year started. But yeah, that front wheel does not want to roll, and that's okay. I mean, it's really cool. I can't wait till it comes out in another color. I honestly will probably get nearly every color they put out of this car just because I like the car so much. And I like the guys at Par 64. They're cool. Nice people. Funny on their social media accounts at times, and I appreciate that. But yeah, and they kind of have a unique approach to the models they're making. They have a little bit of a different look to them. They use like a thinner paint, and they do that on purpose so that the panel lines kind of look good. So they have these thin panel lines, and they don't want to fill them up with paint. So panel line wise, like they're the best in the business when it comes to that. That kind of gives them a really nice look, and really cool models. And like I said, I may try to fix this axle. I think it's not, the wheel's not on it all the way. I think that's what's going on. And it wants to roll, but it's not really rolling. So, very cool. Can't wait to get it in another color. Yellow is not my favorite color for the car. We'll see. Look in black, I think it would look really awesome. And, you know, a red one, I'm sure they'll come out with probably a bunch of different colors of that. All right. They also have a bunch of different colors of this particular model nowadays. It's the Suzetta Marauder V16T. I have it in white. I think I just have it in white so far. And now I think they have like 2 other colors that I don't have, but I thought this purple one looked really neat. And this one is the headlights up version. They make a headlights up and a headlights down version of this car. So we'll go ahead and get this off of the base and check it out. Move this stuff out of the way. Move this out of the way. Really nice looking color on this. It's an appropriate color for this supercar. This one does not roll either. So, but that's all right. I don't really care if these cars roll at all. But I know some of you do, so we got to mention it. Wow, they put like little lens headlights in there. That's got to be a pain in the production process. I mean, this is just a sick looking car. So, Impara was so happy when I saw that they were doing this car. It's just such a unique thing and very kind of rare. And you wouldn't expect a diecast company to make it. And I don't even know how you go about getting the licensing for something like this. I would think that would be something weird, but this thing is just so cool. This in the roof, the original roof casting that they did, probably my 2 favorite castings from Para. This may be my favorite just because of how odd it is. And they're the only company that makes it. So, in 1/64 scale. So this thing is just sick. If you don't have one of these in your collection, highly recommend it. Very much so. So, very, very neat. The next thing, stick with premium here for a minute. Let's do this Mini GT Chase. I have the regular of this car. It's in a display case, and I'm too lazy to go turn around and grab it. And I could easily, but this casting's pretty cool. It's a Bentley. Mini GT does a good job on these large luxury cars. And the castings, Mini GT does a good job on pretty much everything they do, but here is the Bentley Flying Spur. Raw. How cool is that? So the cool thing about the Mini GT Raws is you can really see like the quality of the metal that they use in their castings. It's not like a Hot Wheels Zamac. It just looks a lot better. I don't know if they polish them or what they do, but it's just smooth metal. You can see it's got remnants of the original color of the car because it's got the green mirrors still and the green interior, and this car originally was green. So Really need to get that chase. Thanks, Jay, for hooking me up with this guy. It is pretty neat to get one of these. So definitely digging that. And I love Mini GT. They are fantastic. I've actually got a bunch of Mini GT I still have to show you guys. This wheel seems to be a little loose. The tire is loose. Whatever, we don't need to play with that right now. But there you go. We'll set that guy back there. And what else do we got? Or what should we look at next? Let's get these Johnny Lightnings out. 1967 Chevy El Camino in gold. This is in Granada gold, or Grenada gold poly. This is the Tins series, so I've shown these a couple of times recently. They come with these tin boxes, which add cost to the product, so I'm not a huge fan of them. And because I don't use them to display anything, it's not really for me. But some people might really dig these tin boxes. I usually put this in there, but even though I'll probably never store these cars in these boxes, and I do hang on to them. But this was an Auto World Deluxe tooling. I guess it still is, but it's the El Camino, and you guys know the story by now that Johnny Lightning's been reusing some of the Auto World Deluxe toolings, tooling metal bases for them, and putting them out in the Johnny Lightning line. So they instantly added some new toolings just by doing that, and that was a pretty good idea, because a lot of these look really good as Johnny Lightnings, and it expands the ability to use them, use these toolings, which are actually really nice toolings. So we've got that one in the gold, and then we've got the next one is in Custom Le Mans Blue. And that's that guy. Box here. And here it is in Custom Le Mans Blue. Looking pretty good. But these things are kind of expensive in comparison to other Johnny Lightnings. I think they're like $2 more each. And it's really that metal box, I think, that adds the cost. So, and I'm just interested in the car. That's why I kind of slacked on getting these. But really nice models. These are really, really nice. They look really good. So I'm a fan of them. All right. Moving on, let's get this guy, my Facebook Marketplace purchase. So this went really smooth. I was able to pick up the car from the guy's house. And I'm glad I looked on Facebook Marketplace and just happened to find a vehicle I really wanted, which really was the Z. And then it's such a bonus, though, to get the Supervan with it. The Supervan 2. So this comes as like a little 3-set thing here. It's like a team transport, but a way cooler version than the new Hot Wheels ones, in my opinion. We got this sweet Superman 2 Fuji color racing team. The Fuji livery is really cool. Is that metal? I thought this was a plastic-based car. It's metal. I guess it is metal. It's got suspension. 8-dot Matchbox wheels, which are a very cool wheel. Timeless classic. And then we've got the Z. Also got suspension. Also metal base. Metal base, metal body construction. And just a cool car. I mean, the paint's like a little worn on these and whatever. It's just, they're so old. This thing came out, let's see if I can find a copyright date. Copyright date is 1987. You can do the math on that since I'm terrible at it. Yeah, it's old. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So, it only gets older every year. But I'm glad to get this in my collection. This car was available as a single as well. So you could get this just in a carded pack. to just get this car. I don't think this was available outside of this set, as well as this convoy truck. So I don't think this, obviously this wasn't available. But cool set, very, very neat, and super stoked to find this on Facebook Marketplace at a cheap price. So it must have been up there for a while, because he had originally listed it for, I think, 20 bucks. And to be honest, I probably would have paid 20 for this, just to have it. It's old, but he had recently knocked the price down to $15, and I scooped it up. So I'm like, yeah, I'll pick that up. The hood on this, that might bother me later on, but it doesn't want to shut all the way. But it's old, it's cool, I dig it. Fuji color. You know, the graphics aren't perfect on it, all that stuff, but this is what you get with this older stuff. I mean, graphics aren't perfect on the cars today. What am I talking about? So, guess it really doesn't matter. All right. What should we look at next? Let's do Majorette. We got the Majorette Porsche 917 in red. So, open this up. Again, found this at Wally World. So these come with the box and the car. And here's your Porsche 917. I think it's funny that they even have the back open on these, because it's so like plain, generic looking in the back with just that plastic and barely any molded detail at all. It's like, why bother? Just leave it shut. Or just don't even make it with the opening part. Some of the opening parts on some of these majorettes just baffle me as to why they did it. I get it. You know, I guess it adds play value. You know, people like to fidget with these. But from a replica toy car, whatever, standpoint, I don't think the opening part really adds anything to this particular model. Just because the detail back here is just not there. You guys can let me know if you have a differing opinion. That is totally okay. That's just my 2 cents. This one does have the suspension too. Kind of surprised it does. It'd be cool if it was just dropped like that. That looks way cooler. But pretty neat looking Porsche. Rolls real good. Looks pretty awesome. Digging that. All right, and then the McLaren Senna. And I don't know if I've had a Majorette McLaren Senna in the collection yet. This might be my first Majorette Senna. I'm trying to think if I had one prior in a different color. I don't know if I have. So this one's got opening doors, so I'm going to be interested in that. See how those look. Not as useless of an opening part, in my opinion, but really depends how it shuts, whether or not I'll be happy with that. But we'll take a look around the car real quick. It's got the suspension system in there. So it's got some bounce, rubber tires, plastic base, just like the other one. And then it's got these opening doors, which are actually pretty nice. I think they did a pretty good job with them. So they swing open. One of them opens way further than the other for some reason. This one does not want to open anywhere past that, and that's okay, because we're just going to leave them shut anyway. And check that out. So, a decent amount of detail in this very odd-looking car. Very, I would guess, difficult car to replicate. We've seen Hot Wheels do it in a $1 model, which is, like, to me, an unbelievable challenge to try to make a car like this look good in a $1 model with all the complexity of the design. Mini GT did an excellent job on it. Who else made this car? Well, we got Majorette. I don't know who else, but it's an odd-looking car. I would argue it's not very elegant, but I guess it's kind of cool looking. It's a McLaren, so it's fast. All right, moving on. Let's do this guy. So we got this oddball thing. It is Rusty Wallace Hasbro Winter Circle Tech Series. We got the body off of the vehicle. We'll see how this is to put together. Copyright date is 1998. Interesting. So this bottom piece, very lightweight, all plastic. The wheels are plastic. It rolls like that. And then we've got the body. Are those magnets? Hold up. Dude, this is actually really cool. So the body is held on the base with magnets. There's magnets there, right there, and right there. I mean, how cool is that? Right there, right there. Magnets. That's pretty slick. I dig that. What a unique piece. I don't think I've ever had a vehicle in my collection where the body is held on to the rest of the car with magnets. I mean, that's awesome. So that's a really cool thing. Not like I'm going to collect these or anything, but I just think this is a really cool thing to have an example of. So thanks, Jay, for that one. A lot of detail in here, too. You know, quite a bit. In the plastic, got the fire suppression system, all that stuff. Magnets. That's very, very cool. All right, that's an awesome one. Definitely neat. I like that a lot more than I thought I was going to. All right, the next thing we'll check out, we got Hot Wheels. I think that's all we got left here. So we've got this guy. Easter, happy Easter coming up here. Every year, Hot Wheels puts out some Easter cars, pretty much every year. And we got this Ford Escort. It's ugly as can be in pastel Easter colors. There's the other cars that are in the set. They're all ugly. I honestly don't know why I even bothered grabbing this one. I like this casting. That's probably why. And it's bleh. That's enough to say about that one. All right. And then we've got this guy. Happy to find this Porsche to complete my set. This one does appear, I think it's got metal on metal. So this is the Chase in quotes. Yeah, it's metal. And it actually looks kind of cool. You know, it's not the best one in the set. It's not the best looking one in the set, but definitely the hardest one to find. So I don't know what the deal is with these chases. If this is a chase, if it's not a chase, if it's just harder to find. Whatever. It's the 6th car in the set, and for some reason it was a difficult one to find. And then all of a sudden I found this one, and then I found another one like right away. So I actually have another one of these. So pretty interesting, but there's your green Porsche. I think it looks good in this color. It's kind of a nice color for this car. I've always liked Porsches in this color green. I always thought classic Porsches look really good in this color. In fact, anytime I would get one in Gran Turismo or Forza or whatever, I'd usually have it this color. So there's that weird piece of information for you. All right. Lastly, let's do this Fast and the Furious set. What's the number 1 car? Oh, it's the weirdest one. So this is like a semi-premium set, and we've got some weird stuff going on, especially with this 67 El Camino. This is Fast and Furious Hot Wheels Decades of Fast. And these are new to Walmart. They just started popping out. Oh, so it's a set I found right away. And look at whatever this is. Again, No idea. There's the tooling. The tooling, it is a copyright date 2022, so in general, the actual tooling itself, I think, is new. And then, of course, this piece on here that I believe comes off. Yep. And then to reveal that. That's a nice looking El Camino under there. All blacked out. That's actually really good looking. Look at that thing. Mean Machine. Way cooler looking without this deal on it. But then they have this big plastic cagey, whatever it is thing. Rockets. Has it got rockets? Is that what it is? To propel this thing super fast? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Didn't see the movie. You guys will have to let me know in the comments down below. It's also got a, like, whatever, a brush guard up in the front and the back, whatever. This thing is ready to battle. Almost looks like a Mad Max kind of thing. But there it is, your El Camino. Looks way better. Let's take that cage off one more time here. Way better, like that. Nice casting, actually. Very nice looking El Camino. So that's pretty slick. Looks good. Let's see if it's size-wise. Not too far off. This is a little bit longer. Width-wise, it's pretty much right on. It's just this is a little bit longer. A little bit lower ride height and longer. All right. That is cooler than expected. And then we've got number 2. This is the best looking car, though, in the set. Chevy Nova SS. It looks fantastic with these wheels. Just fantastic with those wheels. Look how sharp that looks. Really good looking car. Metal on metal for this one. Plastic wheels, but I love these wheels. They look good. And man, does this car look good with these wheels on it. I think that is just a really cool looking combo. Just a nice car. What do you guys think? I think that looks really good. Like, I would buy this, you know, no matter what. If I wasn't going to get the whole set, this probably be the one I would get. Nice, classic. There's no crazy graphics on it. Anything like that. And just a really nice looking Nova. So, very awesome. So there's that one. And then number 3 in the set is the Buick Grand National. This is the older tooling of the Grand National. So it's got like the removable hood thing, which is a little goofy on this casting, but it is kind of a casting I collect. I've got like nearly every variation of it. And it's okay. It's got a plastic base, you know, plastic wheels, of course. Is that a new wheel type? I don't know if I've ever seen those wheels. They're like open hole, 5-spoke-ish, 10-spoke, whatever they are. I don't know if I've seen those before on anything. But here's the Buick. And this front end comes off to reveal the engine, which to me is just really not necessary. Just going to try to snap that back on. At least it stays on really good. So that is a bonus, but you get that panel gap right there that looks like you could throw a football through it. So there's that, and that's not too great. But yeah, good, a decent looking car. Looks all right. And then another one that's pretty popular, I guess, would be the Volkswagen Jetta Mark III. This one has those same wheels on it. I think it is a new wheel. So they've been debuting like new mainline-ish wheels in this set. So they're plastic, but they're good looking. So they've got like these ones. They've done a few different ones, a few different wheels in these sets, these semi-premium sets or whatever you want to call them. But here's the Jetta. And I mean, it's a cool car. It's a cool casting. You know, that graphic on the side is gross, but it's movie accurate, I guess. And there you have that. They came with a premium version of this. I think it was in a diorama set, maybe? Was it in another thing too? I don't know. I don't have it, I don't think. So this is the only one I've got. So there's that. And then the Hummer H1, last thing we're going to look at today. And there is that. I think that's a new off-road wheel as well. So big casting. Matte paint. Feels like a chalkboard. Man, look at this guy. Pretty cool. It looks good. I don't mind that these things have plastic wheels. I don't. They look good. The other thing I've mentioned previous is that the tampos on these, or the graphics on these, are actually sharp. It's not like the dot matrix premium stuff. So that's another reason to enjoy these. All right, so that's going to be pretty much it for this episode. Again, just as a recap, we got to fix a Trans Am. That's kind of a pain. We got this from our buddies, Part-Time Collector. So check that out if you want to get one of the odd ones before the replacement ones come. You can buy these from him. Might be an interesting green light piece to have in your collection. We've got the Para 64 stuff is pretty amazing. Love that Cizetta. Just big time fan. So, all right. Thank you guys again for watching another lengthy Diecast Weekly episode. I do appreciate you and enjoy your week. We'll see you in the next one.